Nabuy yun. Tara na. Sentro kita. Nabuy. Marina. Nabuy. Tara.
Wow, the MAYON volcano in the Philippines, one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the Philippines actually, is no longer just restless. I mean, the images that we're seeing, that is powerful. I mean, Shizzy is somewhat hitting the fizzy there if we look at the images that keep coming in now. So that MAYON volcano is not just pushing lava down its slope right now. We have earthquakes that are shaking inside of the mountain, of the volcano. We have hot avalanches of ash and rock that have already moved through its gullies, and we have entire communities that are being told, do not go back. That is probably the hardest for the people that live there. And also, the part that makes this so dangerous, we're not dealing only with like lava slowly glowing on a beautiful cone-shaped volcano and slowly running down there. Nope. MAYON is producing the kind of activity that basically can suddenly collapse. So what I mean is, if it collapses, and I'll tell you the process right away, it races downhill and it can turn into a pyroclastic density current. Basically, that is a burning avalanche of hot gas, ash, and volcanic rock that can move faster than a person. So you cannot outrun that. That's what makes it so dangerous, and it is also faster than a car in some cases, and it can destroy, and it is destroying, anything that is basically caught in its path. And right now, the danger zone around the MAYON volcano is closed. People have evacuated, ash has fallen over the villages, and the officials are watching that thing very closely right now, because MAYON has a history, a very sad history of going from beautiful to absolutely destroying everything. And that's what is happening right now at the MAYON volcano. Or is it not? Well, let's have a look into that. MAYON is located in the Albany province on the island of Luzon in the Philippines. And this is the famous volcano that people often call like the perfect cone, because from a distance, this volcano almost looks, we have to say, unreal. It is steep, it is symmetrical, and it's beautiful. The perfect cone. But the perfect cone is also a warning, because MAYON is not a quiet mountain. That cone, that is a stratovolcano. And stratovolcanoes are some of the most dangerous volcanoes on Earth. And how is this cone built? Well, they are built in layers. Lava, ash, broken rock, more lava, more ash, again and again and again, building up over thousands of years. And that gives them the steep shape. But it also means they can produce very explosive eruptions, very dangerous lava flows, rock falls, ash clouds, and these pyroclastic flows. And MAYON, it's not some forgotten volcano that erupts once every few thousand years. Unfortunately, this is the most active volcano in the Philippines. And the Philippines has a lot of volcanoes and a lot of active volcanoes. But this guy here has erupted more than 50 times since the records began in the early 1600s. And when MAYON erupts badly, we have to say that it can become catastrophic very, very fast. So the most infamous disaster happened in 1814 when an eruption buried the town of Cagzava. Around 1,000 people were lost, and today the old church bell tower still stands there as a warning sign, a very catastrophic reminder that MAYON can bury entire communities under volcanic ash and debris and the mud flows, right? The volcanic lahars. And that history matters a lot for today because the current activity is happening. at that very same volcano in the same province, with people unfortunately still living and farming dangerously close to the slopes. Farming, yeah, the ground is very fertile from volcanic ash, right? Let's speak about the alert level. Right now, Mayon is under alert level 3. So that does not mean that right now the largest possible eruption is happening, but it does mean that magma is already involved, right? It means it's not just steam that this thing is spitting out, and it's not just a little rumbling that they hear and feel. This is magmatic unrest, right? We have magma rising underneath the volcano. We have lava coming out. It's called lava. Once the magma's out, magma is called lava. The summit area is changing because of that, and the volcano is showing signs that the system is active. The Philippine volcanic surveillance system, something like the INGV, it's called PHIVOLCS, has reported lava effusion, meaning lava is coming out and it's flowing down the volcano. The lava has been moving down several major gullies. It's the Basut Gully, the Bonga Gully, and the Mizi Gully, right? These basically like trenches where the lava is coming down. And these gullies are important because on a volcano like Mayon, the danger does not spread evenly like in a perfect circle around that volcano. The danger follows the channels, right? If there is a channel, the lava will go there. So the deep cuts and the gullies that are running down that perfect dome, those channels can guide the lava, the hot avalanches, the ash, the mud flows, and the debris straight forward to lower areas like a slide. So this is why a volcano actually can look calm from one side, while one specific flank is extremely dangerous. We have this on Stromboli, the slide of fire, right? Maybe you remember the videos I made about that. So the latest reports that are coming in say that lava has reached about 3.8 kilometers, that's 2.4 miles, down the Bazut Gully. It has reached about 3.2 kilometers or 2 miles down the Bonga Gully, and it reached about 1.6 kilometers or 1 mile down the Mizi Gully. So there has also been minor Strombolian activity. That means we have bursts of glowing lava that can be thrown out from the crater. Usually it's being thrown out in short explosions. They don't really last extremely long. And by the way, we just had 2 explosions in one day at Yellowstone. So the question rises, is there magma involved? Is the system changing? I'll put the video in the end screen if you haven't seen it yet. And do me a favor, please give this video a like and a hype here. Doesn't cost you anything, but it helps my channel. So there has been a short-lived lava fountain at Mayon as well, and also a crater glow inside the volcano has been visible, meaning there is hot material, meaning magma, lava near the summit. But the scariest part is, I mentioned it, the collapsing material. So when lava piles up near the top of a steep volcano like Mayon, it can become unstable, lots of weight there. Pieces can break off because these walls of that cone, it's volcanic rock, not super stable hard rock. And when that breaks off, rock falls happen. Hot lava fragments and ash can collapse into these gullies with high speed and high intensity. And when that hot material mixes with gas and ash and then starts racing downhill, it becomes a pyroclastic density current. That's what it's called. This is one of the deadliest volcanic hazards on Earth. So it is not just smoke. I want to make that clear. It is not just ash. It is basically a ground-hugging flow of extremely hot gas, ash, and volcanic rock, and it can burn, bury, suffocate, and crush everything in its path. And the terrifying part is also that it happens so quickly when a lava front or a lava dome collapses. It collapses and bang, imagine a big dam is collapsing, how much water is rushing down. This is how you can compare it. And this is why the 6 kilometer or that 7.3 mile danger zone around the volcano is so important. So the authorities are saying, they're making it clear right now, that zone must stay off limits. And this is not just a precaution on paper. People have to take that seriously. People already have been evacuated earlier in this unrest. Nearly 3,000 residents were moved from the danger zone, with hundreds more leaving voluntarily from nearby areas. I would leave voluntarily as well. I don't know about you, but now we have Ashfall that has affected dozens of villages. That means like local villages and communities are covered in this, and reports say 52 villages have been affected by ashfall from that increased volcanic activity. Areas are mentioned, if you know the areas, Camalig, Guinobatan, Digao City, and other parts of Albany. So all that creates a second layer of danger, because even if the lava does not reach the villages, the ash can still affect your breathing heavily, your visibility, roads, water supplies, crops, roofs, and livestock. So that can really be dangerous and not good. And we have to make that clear too. The ash that is coming down there, it's not that soft, fluffy ash that we create when we have a campfire. Volcanic ash is like tiny, sharp fragments of rocks and glass. You don't want to breathe that. It can irritate your eyes and your lungs. It can contaminate your water supply. It can damage engines, planes, cars, everything. It can make the roads slippery. And if it becomes wet, and we have a lot of rainfall, it can become very heavy on the roof of your home or crops or anything. So, but also that being wet brings another danger. The lahars, the volcanic like mud flows, like if a dam breaks and the water rushes down. This is, you can compare it. Lahar is a volcanic mud flow in and around Mayon. This is a major concern because the Philippines gets heavy rain, tropical storms, and typhoons. So when rain falls on that fresh ash and the loose volcanic debris that is on the volcano, it can turn that material into like fast-moving, concrete-like mud. So lahars can race down river channels and gullies even after the eruption slows down because the material is on the slope. So the danger at Mayon is not only what happens during the eruption, the danger can continue when the rain comes. And that is why PHIVOLCS lists several possible hazards right now. They say rock faults, landslides, avalanches, ballistic fragments, lava flows, lava fountaining, pyroclastic density currents. Let me take a breath, it continues. Moderate-sized explosions and lahars during heavy rain. So that is not good. And if we look at that list, really that tells us something very important. This is not one simple hazard. Mayon is a multi-hazard volcano, especially because of its shape. So you can have lava on one slope, you can have ashfall in a town, you can have rock faults near the summit, you can have volcanic earthquakes inside the volcano, and you can have the lahar risk when the weather changes. And the question, of course, is why is this thing so active? Well, the Pacific Ring of Fire is the culprit here. Philippines sit on the Pacific Ring of Fire, one of the most active volcanic and earthquake zones on the planet. And in this region, tectonic plates are constantly interacting. The oceanic crust is being forced downward into the mantle in these dangerous subduction zones. And of course, that process helps generate magma. That's why there's so many volcanoes around the Ring of Fire. So that magma then, it's rising through these weak zones into the crust, and it feeds the volcanic system. And then it builds the volcanoes like Mayon. So Mayon is not random, poof, it's there. There's a reason why it's there, right? It's part of a much larger tectonic machine. And because the volcano is in steep territory, populated area, historically explosive, if there is unrest, we need to take that seriously. But also the question that you might have now, is this activity somewhat hinting or leading up towards a larger eruption? Do we have a bigger eruption coming? So the honest answer is nobody can say with certainty yet. I mean, we have alert level 3. That means the volcano is in a dangerous state of magmatic unrest. So it means magma is close to the crater and the volcano is actively producing lava and lava-related hazards. But PHIVOLCS has not raised the alert to level 4 yet in their latest reporting, which level 4 would mean that a hazardous explosive eruption is considered more imminent. But that being said, staying at level 3 does not mean safe. I mean, level 3 is already very serious. So people inside the danger zone are not being allowed to return because the behavior of the volcano can still change. And the longer the lava continues to flow and collapse, the more chances are there for rockfalls, ash clouds, and more pyroclastic flows. And also, MAYON has fooled people before because it can look beautiful while it's extremely dangerous. You're there, you're filming this glowing lava flow at night, looks spectacular on camera, but at the same time that lava can collapse and then it can race towards the villages, right? The same ash can fall on the villages. That same loose material can become a lahar when the rain arrives. So the situation right now is this. We have that buffer zone, that evacuation zone. It is erupting right now in a relatively quiet but dangerous way. This is not the biggest eruption of MAYON in history, not at this moment. But it is serious because it has the ability to escalate. And the hazards are already reaching beyond the crater area. So I will keep you updated. I hope you liked it. Check out what's going on in these other areas. It's kind of strange what's going on there. So I hope you have a little bit more time to click one of these videos. Bye-bye.